name is Emma, and today I am going to be doing the Book Unhaul challenge. This challenge was created by Books and Lala, so I will link her original video down below, but it is basically all about cleaning out your bookshelves. So this video is sort of formatted like a tag. There are 10 different prompts, but instead of picking a book, talking about it, and then putting it back on your shelf, you're going to use that prompt to pick books off of your shelves to unhaul. I know it may not seem like it because I do have so many books, but I do unhaul books quite frequently. Every once in a while I'm like, let's take that one off. I don't really see myself getting to this one anytime soon. Let's take that one as well. I'm sure there will be a couple of prompts that I just can't follow based on my personal reading experience and my book collection, and there are going to be ones where I'm like, let's take off all the books because of this. But nonetheless, I'm really excited, so let's jump into it. Now also, I have two shelves, which is why we have this like double angle thing going on, so this is gonna be fun to figure out in editing. So the first prompt is to pick a book you've rated low. Now, I feel like up until like the beginning of this year, I have very rarely rated books low, let alone keep them. See, I just recently read Sharp Objects and I gave it 2.5 stars, which is quite a bit lower than what I would normally rate books, but like I have other Gillian Flynn books and I don't want to get rid of that one. Or I hated Follow Me, which is a sequel to The Amateurs, but number one, I have the first book and I'm planning on getting the third book, so I'm like, I don't want to completely separate that all of a sudden. Any arcs? Okay, this is a good one to start. First book is There's Someone Inside of Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I think I gave this 3 stars, but it was like towards the lower end of 3 stars. I just really didn't like it. I didn't like it so much that I didn't buy the physical copy, which is like when you know that I really didn't care for a book. So that's number one. These are like my favorite books. Like these are all the books that like I like the most and the ones I want in all of my videos. So I don't know how many books I've rated low will actually be on this shelf. See, I could do the Hazelwood because I rated that, I think, like 3 stars, and I have 3 different copies, so like it would make sense to be able to get rid of one of them. But like, I have 3 copies and 2 of them are exclusive, and do I really just want to get rid of it for no reason? Alright, you know what? Let's go with just There's Someone Inside of Your House for book 1. I think we're off to a good start. I'm going to be unhauling at least 10 books, so I don't need to necessarily pick like 5 books for each prompt. Prompt number 2 is for a book that you've changed your mind about. This could be a lot. I feel like there's not a ton on this shelf that I could get rid of because this probably has the most books that I haven't actually read yet. Let's go to the big shelf because this is where there's gonna be a lot of ones. You know, I've been keeping all the right places on my shelf for quite a long time now, despite me not liking it for a long time, because like, it's a mental health book and like it's been really positive for other people, so why don't I keep it? But you know what? Number 1, there's no room left on the shelf. I cannot fit another single book, and I need space. And there's no point in me keeping it anymore. It just doesn't fulfill anything for me. I don't love it. So I think it's finally time. You know what? I think I might go with this one as well. I'm also going to be unhauling The Mass Truth by Kelly Armstrong. Again, I rated this book like 3 stars, but when you think about like how Emma rated books in 2016, 3 stars was like very, very low for me. Prompt number 3 is to get rid of a series you won't be completing. This is what I have dreaded. I just hate the idea of getting rid of a series, even if I have no intention of finishing it, but just to get rid of so many books at once, it's just like, how can I do that to myself? I don't really ever plan on starting, let alone finishing Game of Thrones, but those are my sister's books, and like I don't want to get rid of them in case she wants them in the future. Not to be like super dramatic, but this is actually really hard. These are where all the series are. At this point, I feel like it's more a series that I feel like I'm never going to start because most of the series I do have, I would continue. Is it time to get rid of one of my sets of Throne of Glass? I think that's the real question here, and I think the answer is yes. Y'all are gonna drag me to filth, I know, but I think I have to get rid of my UK covers of Throne of Glass. To be fair, I do have another whole set, more complete set of the series if I do want to continue in the future. And even so, if I do plan on picking it up again, I'm not gonna read the paperbacks when I have the hardcovers. They're also all signed and personalized, and I just don't want to get rid of them, although I know I really should. I'm gonna put these to the side for now. I don't know if I can for sure get rid of these, but maybe. We're gonna hold off. We're gonna put them to the side. You know what? Let's do a series that I'm probably never going to start because I feel like that would be a lot easier for me personally. The first books that come to mind are probably The Diabolic and the Empress by S.J. Kincaid. I feel like this is getting harder every single second because I'm also like, I'm probably never going to read these, but like, what if I want to? I don't know. When I think about it, I'm also like, this isn't like a huge waste. I didn't buy either of these books. They were both sent to me by the publisher. So even if in the future I wanted to buy them, it's not like I would be rebuying them and I got rid of them for no reason. So, all right. The Diabolic, I'm sorry, we're gonna unhaul you. So the next prompt is to unhaul a book you DNF'd or did not finish. Now there's only been one book in my life that I've ever actually DNF'd, and that's 27 Hours by Tristina Wright, and I unhauled that months ago. There are two books that might fit into this. Number one is The Kept Woman by Karen Slaughter, and the only reason I DNF'd this is because my loan from the library went up because I just wasn't reading it fast enough, and I do plan on reading in the future. The 10% that I read of it was really good, so I do plan on reading that one in the future. I'm not ready to give it up. The only other book that could fit this is Every Day by David Levithan because I read the first 70 pages the day I went to see the movie and meet the cast, but I just didn't finish it in time, and I just never went back to it. But I might want to finish it in the future. But I also David Levithan is so nice, and I see him at so many book signings, and I'm just I feel like I can't get rid of it. Also, it's signed and personalized, so I think I'll keep this one for a little bit longer. I might unhaul it in the future, but not today. The next prompt is to unhaul a book that you have multiple copies of. This is my downfall. I have so many copies of so many books. Where do I even start? I feel like starting with the arcs would be a good idea because I don't need all of these arcs. This is so hard. Okay, we can get rid of the Glittering Court. That's one. I feel like I can also get rid of Forest of 1,000 Lanterns because I have the final copy, and there's just it's not like I love it so much that I feel like I need the arc. Let's check more. You know, it really pains me to say this, but I feel like I just have to get rid of this super limited copy of Lord of Shadows 1 of 2000s, and it's signed and personalized, and I think it's time to let go. Yeah, that's a joke if I've ever told one. The thing is, because I'm an Owl Crate rep, I have so many exclusive editions and multiple editions of books. But I don't want to get rid of any of them because they're exclusive, and I think that's a perfectly valid reason to keep a book. I mean, just looking here, I have multiple copies of Caraval, the Hazelwood, the Shadow and Bone series, the Cruel Prince, Heartless, but I just don't want to get rid of any of them. You know what? I think I also will get rid of my arc of Emergency Contact because although I'm really excited to read this book and I definitely want to, I already have the final copy. So I think I'm going to get rid of Emergency Contact, Forest of 1,000 Lanterns, and the Glittering Court just because I have all the final editions and I don't need these. There's probably way more arcs that I can get rid of as well, but I like them too much. The next prompt is to unhaul a book you will never get to. And this is where we are going to run into a big problem because there are so many books on my shelf that I will never get to. All right, first up, I'm going to finally take The Muse by Jessie Burton off of my shelf. I've had this for forever. The cover is beautiful. It's one of the first adult books that I got in a subscription service, but I am just never going to read you, and it's time. I feel like I'm also going to unhaul Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. Again, I feel like I'm never going to get to it. Magical realism, is not my thing, and so there's no point in me keeping it. Let's do more. I feel like I'm also going to unhaul Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills for no other reason than I have so many other contemporaries that I feel like I'd read before this one. I think I'm also going to unhaul 100 Hours of Night by Anna Waltz. Again, I'm never going to get to it. I've been keeping it for so long because it deals with Hurricane Sandy in New York, which is something I experienced, but it's just I have a million more books to read. I kind of want to get rid of both Royce Rolls and The Takedown, but definitely with Royce Rolls, I feel like I can foresee myself just needing a light contemporary and picking that up in the future, and The Takedown does still sound interesting to me, so maybe I'm not ready yet. I think I am going to get rid of Pour Your Heart Out with quotes by Gayle Forman, which was sent to me by a publisher with Gayle Forman's new book, but I just have no use for these journaly books. While I love them in theory, I know for a fact I'm never going to use it, so there's no point in me keeping it. I feel like I could definitely downsize some of these thrillers. I'm probably never going to read this book, and it's just time I get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of Under a Watchful Eye because I got it in a subscription service and like it sounded really cool, but as I'm delving more into adult thrillers, I have like a million more thrillers that I'd rather read. I've been keeping it for so long because I love the fact that like the cover has all of these leaves and in the smoke has a skull, so I've kind of just been keeping it for the cover, but it's just, I'll probably never read it. Oh shit, I completely forgot about these books. I'm also gonna get rid of How to Think Like Sherlock by Daniel Smith. Like, I don't even know what this book is about. I got it in a Fairy Loot subscription and I loved the TV show Sherlock, but I'm never gonna read this book. I feel like on this shelf, there's like almost nothing that I don't have some intention to read in the future, so I think I'm going to keep everything on this shelf for now, because there's a way greater chance of me reading any of these books than a lot of those books. Oh my god, I didn't realize how many I unhauled. We're only on number 7 and I've already unhauled so many books. I feel like I might have just gotten like caught up in the excitement of unhauling that now I'm like, what am I doing to myself? But I believe we're up to prompt number 7, and it is to unhaul a book that you bought because of the hype. I feel like there's not a ton of books that I have on here that I would say I bought because of the hype and I either didn't enjoy or I don't feel like I'm going to get to. I feel like all of those books I bought because of the hype are ones that like I've already unhauled over the years, so I don't know what I would really pick. So I'm not gonna get rid of anything that I necessarily got because of the hype and don't want anymore, but I am taking off a couple of more arcs that I just don't feel like I need, and that is Jane Unlimited, Girl of Snow and Glass, or Girls Made of Snow and Glass, I Hate Everyone But You, and Retribution Rails. These two I'm just probably never gonna get to, and these two I already have other copies of that I don't need. I'm getting so anxious watching that pile grow. It's too many books. The next prompt is to unhaul a book that you bought because of the cover, and again, I feel like I just like already unhauled all of those books. The books that I bought because of the hype and the books I bought because of the cover are definitely in like the 2014-2015 era of my booktube channel, and I've just unhauled the majority of them already. Is there anything that I could pick? Is there anything I'm keeping because of the cover? That is a good question. I actually found one, and that's Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. I definitely bought this in like 2015, and I don't even know what it's about anymore. I've probably only been keeping it because it has this super pretty seafoam green spine, but there's no need for you anymore. I'm sorry. I also feel like I'm gonna unhaul The Lovely Reckless by Cami Garcia. I didn't buy this book, it was sent to me. I haven't read it, but it's just another one I don't think I'm gonna get to, and like the longer I look at all of these books, the more I'm like, yeah, I'll probably never read you. The next prompt is to unhaul a book that you don't know anything about, and I feel like I've sort of already been doing that with like, I don't know anything about Jane Unlimited, I don't know anything about Extraordinary Means. I don't really know what Under a Watchful Eye is about other than it's a thriller, so I feel like that one we can kind of skip. I think I've already picked enough books that fit that category. And then the final prompt, we're almost done here, is a book that you did not buy. Again, I've kind of already been doing all of this. Like, a lot of the books I've unhauled are ones that have been sent to me as a publisher, but like, are there any gifts that I just don't feel like I'm going to read anytime soon? Are there any book trades that I did? I don't know. I feel like I can also get rid of Empress of a Thousand Skies. Again, this came to me in like a Fairy Loot box, and I don't think I'm gonna read it. I'm getting rid of a couple more arcs, Our Chemical Hearts, The Amateurs, and Holding Up the Universe. I'm probably just never gonna get to Our Chemical Hearts. I already have a copy of The Amateurs, I don't need another one. And I didn't like Jennifer Niven's first book. I don't ever foresee myself reading her second one. You know, the thing is that I've been focusing so much on this shelf, which are not necessarily like my reject books, but they're not the books that like I love with a passion. Those are all on this shelf. But like, I feel like I need to make room on this shelf, but I'm just taking everything off of this shelf. Okay, so we have this graphic novel, Uglies Chase Story, which I haven't even read the Uglies yet, but I won this in a giveaway, and I don't even know when I'm gonna read the Uglies to start, let alone this book. So we can get rid of this one. I'm also gonna get rid of this book called Chemistry Lessons. It's probably the most recent arc that I'm unhauling out of all of them. I don't think I've taken like a single arc off of this shelf. It was sent to me by a publisher. Just don't think I'm gonna read it. I'm also gonna get rid of Call Me By Your Name, which I know a lot of people are gonna be upset about, but like I got it at the Goodreads Summit and it was just like super hyped at the time, so I was like, oh, I'll take that one too. but I saw the movie. I know what happens in the book that doesn't happen in the movie. I don't ever foresee myself reading it. So while a lot of people love it, that doesn't mean I have to keep it. I think that's it. I say let's just do a final recap. I'll show you all the books that I'm unhauling, see if I need to make any switch decisions, and then we'll be done. Okay, I'm looking at the shelf and I feel like there's just a few more that I could take off that I don't need. I just found 5 more books that I could take off that I'm probably never going to read. But let's start with the recap and then I'll end with these 5. I feel like I physically cannot hold all of these, but these are all the books I'm unhauling. Nope, 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 it's not happening. We're not doing this. Oh, really? Okay, we're done here. Just gonna sit. Okay, I don't remember the order I unhauled these in because there's just so many, so I'm just gonna show you them and then we'll count them up at the end. The Muse by Jessie Burton, The Diabolical and the Empress by S.J. Kincaid, Under a Watchful Eye by Adam Neville, Empress of a Thousand Skies by Rhoda Bellezza, 100 Hours of Night by Anna Wolt, Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills, and Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore, The Masked Truth by Kelly Armstrong, All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven, and Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider, Retribution Rails by Erin Bauman, and I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin, Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bishardust, Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow, and The Glittering Cord by Rochelle Mead, The Amateurs by Sarah Shepard, Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland, Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven, The Lovely Reckless by Cami Garcia, Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore, How to Think Like Sherlock and Pour Your Heart Out, There's Someone Inside of Your House by Stephanie Perkins, Shay's Story by Scott Westerfeld, Chemistry Lessons and Call Me By Your Name, and then the final 5 books that I just saw and find no reason to keep are The Only Good Dalek by Justin Richards and Mike Collins. I bought this for a Bibliothon challenge. I read it, I enjoyed it, but I'm never gonna reread it. Nobody Has to Know by Frank Nappy. This is actually my high school English teacher's book, and the reason I bought another copy is because I thought I had lost my first one, but when going through a bunch of boxes, I found my old one that's signed by him, so I don't need this copy. Charles H.R.H.'s Guide to Great Britishness. This was a gift that I really enjoyed at the time, but I just don't foresee myself reading in the future. Like, novelty books just sort of aren't my thing. The Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy, another gift that I just don't foresee myself reading just because this type of book isn't my thing. And finally, the official quotable Doctor Who Wise Words from Across Space and Time. Again, novelty books just aren't my cup of tea, and that's fine. So the official number of books I have unhauled as a part of this challenge is 32! What the heck? I think I just got like unhauling fever today. Like I just started pulling them off my walls and I just could not stop. But it's fine, you know, like a lot of these, it was their time for me to let go of them. I just don't need them and I need the space. I already have like 14 books that I have to add this month after this haul. So like, it's fine. This is fine. And there's going to be more books that I will unhaul in the future and it's all fine. I am keeping Throne of Glass though. I'm sorry, I can't let go yet. One day I'll get rid of you. But that day is not today. Alrighty, well that concludes this very long book unhaul challenge. I had so much fun doing it. My shelves feel so clean and clear and I love it. I definitely encourage anyone who feels like their shelves need a bit of a cleanup to try this challenge. It was a lot of fun, it was very flexible, and I could sort of form it to my personal reading collection, which is really great. Now the way I feel that I'm going to go about unhauling these books is I'm probably going to donate all of the final copies to my local library, but there's so many arcs in here. And I also have like a full box of maybe like another 20 arcs that I've unhauled in the past that I just haven't gotten rid of yet because like I can't sell them. I don't really think my library would take them. So I don't really know what to do with them. I've been thinking of like doing a giveaway on Twitter, or else I've been considering like telling people, hey, if you want to send me money for shipping, I will ship these away to you because I just don't need them. So let me know what you guys think I should do with this abundance of arcs that I am just dying to get rid of. And if I decide to give them away or like let you guys pay for shipping, keep an eye out on Twitter so you can maybe get some of these. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye!